Am I live?
Mm.
Finally, finally, finally. Oh, finally. Thank you, YouTube. Finally, I can go live. I can go live. You see, I don't even know how to behave. Thank you, YouTube team, for this opportunity to go live for the first time on my channel. I do not take this for granted. I don't know if you're going to see it, but this is me saying a big thank you for this huge opportunity. So, what is this channel all about? It's Lifesential, okay? So, on this channel, just like you would find the description, when you get into the channel, because myself and my husband, we are so passionate about, you know, marriages thriving. We are so passionate about, relationship thriving. We are so passionate about, we are so we don't like the fact that people get married and they get divorced and all of that. So we try to set the foundation from the days of courtship, from the days of dating. Do you get? And of course, for any marriage that is facing one challenge or the other, yeah, we also try to talk about issues that surrounds marriage, issues in marriage, and of course how to avoid the issues coming up as well, because we cannot neglect the fact that there are issues in marriage. Okay, so we need these issues can be resolved. It depends on what kind of issue it is, but I believe that there is no issue that cannot be resolved by the special grace of God. Okay, so we also try to make sure that as people are in relationship, that the right people are coming together to form a very strong foundation of marriage. So, therefore, the channel Licensure is about ensuring that marriages thrive and that we are building healthy relationship. Exactly. And of course, we are also lively people. There are other relatable content that can come up like comedy, um any relatable content like motivation, anything, good content, of course. So those are the things that we do on our channel. Yeah. So if you're coming across this live stream for the first time, please do well to subscribe and engage. If you see some of our content, you will see that they are actually interesting. And of course, there is a good value for your time. That's important. Okay, so um tonight, yeah, because it's what's the time here? It's past 6 here. I live in the United Kingdom, yeah, with my family, of course. So tonight I have got a topic. I do not have anyone viewing at the moment, but I believe that one way or the other you would stumble on this live stream and you'll be able to replay or rewatch. Okay? I want to be very serious. I want to be very formal because this is serious business. Okay? So tonight I just want to quickly touch down on a topic that says marry your answered prayer and not your prayer points. Marry your answered prayer and not your prayer points. Does it really, does it sound, what vibe is that giving? Like marry your prayer, your answered prayer and not your prayer point. So simply, I would say that, you know, when I was having this discussion with my fans on Facebook, and I was on live stream like this too, and we were having that discussion. And somebody actually came from another perspective, different from my own perspective, initial perspective. Okay. So apparently there are different perspectives to this topic. Marry your answered prayer and not your prayer point. So the person came from the perspective of, okay, the person you're marrying is already your answered prayers. And honestly, I cannot just, I can't believe less with him, because really the person you're marrying is one way or the other your answered prayer. Because I gave an example of when I was going to get married, when I was single, and I remember, at the time, my brother-in-law would give me prayer points. When as a young lady you keep having disappointments, what we call jilting. I had a couple of them, just jilting, disappointed me. And at the point in time, I got tired of the whole thing. I was tired. I was like, is it now by force? Is it by force to get married? If it's not gonna work out, then so be it. So it was like, you see, you need to pray about it. You need to pray about it. That's why I don't joke with prayers, okay? I do not joke with prayers, because I believe you can pray about anything and everything. God answers prayers. You can pray about even the simplest or the silliest of things, okay? God answers prayers. So he gave me the prayer points, and wahoo, just a minute. I forgot to plug my everywhere is dark. Just a minute. Okay, this is better. Yeah, this is better, much better. So he gave me some prayer points, and I made this prayer. You want to join? We'll be expecting you. They can see you already. So, he gave me the prayer points, and I was praying. Ooh, God, yeah, Jesus, let me meet my person. God that can answer. This. And thankfully, I met my husband. So invariably, Mr. David was right, because that's his name. He was right. That was my prayer point that God answered. Okay? That was my prayer point that God answered. That is another way to look at it. But the twist to it that I gave to it is, you need to um, marry your answered prayer. Do you understand? What do I mean by I marry your answered prayer? Like, God, I want a man that will not do this, that will not do that. So, a man that will give me peace of mind, a man that will do this, a man that is tall, that is dark and handsome. God, everything that you said, you understand, is your answered prayer. Hmm? Just like I prayed my prayer point that turned to my own answered prayer. Do you understand? I want a man that is, that fears God, that will give me peace of mind and everything. That is your answered prayer. Like, you have told God everything that you want in a man, and by the special grace of God, you have met the person. Bear with me. The angle where I was coming from is, when you're telling God, I want someone that will give me peace of mind, I want thought that can answer, I want this, I want that. Okay? Do not lose focus. Take into cognizance the red flags. The red flags. Because it is when you ignore the red flags, okay, that is when it now becomes a prayer point again. That is when it becomes a prayer point again. That is when it becomes a prayer point. I've always talked about red flag, especially to the singles, to people who are still in a relationship. I've always mentioned it to them, I've always talked about red flag, red flag. These things are very important. Even if it takes you home and you see that there are some things that do not look like it. Some things do not make sense. Some things do not align. These are red flags that you should not ignore. Please do not ignore, because when you ignore any red flag, you see this your answered prayer can turn to your prayer point again. What do I mean by prayer point? I'll be very quick and brief. What I mean by prayer point again is, and then you get married, and then you now see, you know that when two people get married, you can, when you're dating or courting, you can never know yourselves enough. So when two people get married, you start seeing some things and be asking questions. Like, God, I mean, is it me that married this person? Are you sure? You know, you start asking all the questions and all the whys. Why me? Why did I not see this? Why did nobody tell me? And all of that. But meanwhile, these things are just there. But because of the saying, love is blind. Okay? Even sometimes when we say love is blind, there are people God has placed in our lives, okay? And they are seeing things and they are telling you, and you are still ignoring. You are still ignoring. You're ignoring red flags. Come on, just a minute. You're ignoring red flag. It is very important that even when your love is very blind, please do not ever ignore red flag, because ignorance of red flag is what makes your answered prayer go back to prayer point, in the sense that you were so optimistic that God has answered your prayer and everything. Do you understand? And then you went into this marriage and ignoring red flags, okay? Because the truth is, you will see, you will notice, even if you do not notice, because you're so covered, you know, the love is shocking you, and you cannot see the red flags. People are placed in your life to see some of these red flags. I remember mine very vivid. In fact, I cannot forget. I remember in those days when I was in uni and I was crushing on a guy, and and this guy was not. Is even now I feel like, what were you doing, girl? What were you doing? What was that? I wish I could turn back the hands of time so that I can, maybe is it be right they say, or do some things I did wrong right now. And I could remember I would even, when they give me my, pocket money, I would divide this money, give the other party a half, and I'll take half. Someone that is not even seeing me, someone that I was one crushing over, he was using, my own fund to finance another, the person that I was really, into. Meanwhile, I did not see all these things because, sorry guys, but sometimes I know that ladies pretend too, but guys can make things that are not right look right, okay? Especially if you're not really very observant, you will not know. So I remember this day I was baking for this guy, and I didn't have enough resources to bake, and I I was bent on, I needed to bake for him. And I had my sister, I had my friends, and they're like, will you not bake for us? I said, no, it's for this guy. And they're like, hey, guy, be careful, be watchful, be mindful, be this, be that. They were really warning me, but I couldn't understand what they were saying. I wasn't seeing. I was covered until one day it happened, boom. And it told me point blank, it is really, how do I put it? It is hurting when someone wants to let you go, especially when it comes to a lady and a guy. It's always um it's always more fun, more um suit me when you are the one that jilts the other person rather than the other person jilting you. So in my own case, I was told off. I would have preferred me telling him off, but I was too blind. I couldn't see, so I did not tell off. So they were the one telling me off. I was told off, and you know how painful it is when you are told off. When someone tells you that unfortunately you're not my type, you're not this, you're not that, you're not this, unfortunately. So I was told off, and that was when I realized everything that my sister and my friends were saying to me. Okay, so the red flags are there. So, peradventure, you have already married this person, and then you start to see all manner of things, all manner of things. You now start seeing them. You now start seeing, but you marrying your answered prayer is okay. You have put the red flag into, you have there is no red flag. Everything is cool, everything is okay. Some red flags can be mitigated, you understand. They are not so severe like that, so some of them can be mitigated. You feel okay, this, because we are not perfect. Okay, this imperfection I can deal with. Okay, because there are some that are just, they are better you don't even go near. Okay, so you can deal with this, you can deal with that, and then you get married, no issues. That is your answered prayer. So peradventure you now get married, and then there are issues here and there and here and there. Now it goes back to prayer points, and you start to pray about it, and you start to pray about it. God, I don't want this in my husband's life. I don't want that in my husband's life. Can he just stop cheating? Can he just stop treating me well? Can he just start treating me well? Can he just, some, I don't know. I'm not going to be particular about men. It is both way, but I'm saying men because I am a lady. You get? So I'm saying things from my perspective, but really it can be both ways. I know that, for a man to, you are prayed that you want so type of lady, you want someone that will be kind, that would love you, someone that would be able to take care of your kids and all of that, and then you getting such a person is your answered prayer. But maybe peradventure when you were dating, this person is okay, but there are some red flags. Some ladies cannot cook. They cannot cook. But while you were courting, you have already said, okay, that is not the it's not the major thing for you. If she cannot cook, it's okay. It can be mitigated. We can get a cook. I can cook for the family. You have mitigated that, and it's okay for you. And you marry her, and you are just coping like that. That is your answered prayer. But peradventure, there are other things that you neglected while courting, and then they start to show up. Thank you for joining. I can see one person viewing me, and then peradventure they now start to show up. They now start to show up. Okay, just a minute. Peradventure they start to show up, and then it goes back to your prayer points. Meanwhile, it's not a bad thing, okay, for you to pray about anything that you do not like in your marriage. So it has gone back to prayer point, and then you are praying about it. You're praying about it. But believe you me, okay, this thing is a circle. By the time you pray, you keep praying, you do not give up on praying, it can go back to your answered prayer. It can go back to your answered prayer. So you need to keep, praying and praying and praying and praying. Okay. So I wrote down here that prayer points, like we talked about, your prayer points is equals to your answered prayer. Yeah. But by the time you fail to to solve or to put the red flags into account, or how do I put it, by the time you ignore the red flags, that's the right word for it. The prayer point equals to answered prayer, right? But by the time you ignore the red flags during courtship, it becomes a prayer point. Okay. So by the time it becomes a prayer point, and then you pray again, you pray again, you pray again, and pray again, and you pray again, it becomes your answered prayer. You see that it's a circle. So even when you are in a relation, when you are in marriage and these things are happening, okay, do not give up. Do not give up. I would always say that in marriage, um, there is no problem in marriage that cannot be resolved. With the exclusion, please, I'll say it, emphatically, with the exclusion of abuse, any kind of abuse, whatever kind of abuse, either verbally or physically, whatever kind, or even emotionally, with the exclusion of abuse. Okay, any problem or any issue in marriage can be resolved with prayers, with patience, okay, with understanding. Any issue in marriage can be resolved. And even when we talk about abuse, when we talk about abuse in marriage, you see, when both parties, you need counseling. Even abuse can be resolved in relationship, in marriage. Abuse can be resolved in marriage. With the especially when both parties are agreeing, okay, to stop whatever kind of abuse. They have the understanding that they need to stop whatever kind of abuse. So I believe that there is no issue in marriage that cannot be resolved with understanding, with patience. Every issue can be resolved. Do you believe as well? Every issue in marriage can be resolved, okay? It just depends on the parties. It depends on the parties, because some people do not just, they are not patient enough to resolve issue. They just believe it is the end of it. I'm not gonna do. I'm not, no, nobody can do this. Nobody. Yeah, abuse in marriage can be resolved. Okay? And please, if you know that, do not be pressurized to get married. Let me divert from this topic a little. Don't let anything pressure you. There is no pressure. No pressure whatsoever. Do not be pressured, okay? To get married. I don't want it to be pressured at all. Do not be pressured. Just a minute, please. Do not be pressured. There is no pressure. No pressure. Nobody can pressure anybody. Do not be pressured at all to get married. Just a minute. How far now? Are you coming? Eh? Hello? Hello? Are you coming? Just 2 minutes now. Do not be pressured, okay? To get married. No pressure anyway. No pressure. No pressure. So I was just phoning my husband to round up. Because I can't see anyone viewing me. Number one, I'm not seeing comments. Okay, so that's just round it up now.
Okay. Wow.
Can you come? Let me
No,
stand up
yeah,
for you because
okay.
you're not in the camera
Oh,
properly.
so sorry. It's
Or
fine.
you sit on my leg. You know they like couple contents. Sit on my leg, laugh and talk. Yeah,
Oh, okay. All
just
right.
there
Good
and
evening,
talk.
everyone that have joined.
Mm.
My name
No
is
one has joined, but they will surely watch.
okay. My name again is Owolabi Ajayi, and I think this is the first time we'll be doing this on YouTube.
Mm.
I want to say thank you for those that will still be able to watch this video. And I want to say this: stay glued to this particular, channel because a whole lot of different content concerning how to enjoy marital bliss will be coming, through these channels. There's some nuggets that you need to arm yourself with, even though they're already in marriage. The way God designed marriage for us all to enjoy, not to
Enjoy.
suffer,
Okay.
not to endure.
Mhm.
Marriage is meant to be enjoyed, and it's a lifetime contract that we all, sign at the point of going into it. But one good thing is this: God is involved. And when God is involved, definitely you rest assured that all is settled. Stay glued to the channels. And I can assure you,
So I'll talk about this thing now.
definitely you will get some interesting content
Yeah.
and also that will help your marital journey.
Talk
Once,
about our topic now.
all right.
Marry your answered prayer, not your prayer points.
Yo, it's a big topic and it's a deep one.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
think I did justice anyway.
it's a deep topic that we really need to look into. Many a times we, as individual, we prepare so much, for the big day, which is the day of, the wedding proper, but very few people, prepare for the marriage now. The thing is this: I know many of us prayed so well by the grace of God. Myself and my wife, we are, 12 years still counting,
Hallelujah.
and God has really helped us. And I would say, by that understanding, we got some wealth of experience, by the help of the Holy Spirit to be able to speak on that topic. Uh, I will not be able to say much today, but what I would say definitely there will be a session that will all look at this particular topic together.
Okay.
But one important thing I want to leave you with today, if there's anything you will gain out of this content today, is that we should all endeavor that we marry our answer prayer.
Mm.
It is very important. It is not good for us to be in it and begin to struggle. And that is why we need to seek the face of God before we go into marriage and allow God to lead you
Mm-hmm.
and allow God to direct you.
Yeah.
Don't marry out of pity.
Mm-hmm.
Don't marry because of the physical, what you are seeing from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Lean on God and allow Him to lead you.
Yeah.
And I pray that He will continue to lead us.
Amen.
And if we made it the foundation of our home, definitely it will be there and it will sustain us. Thank you so much, for those that will later view this, content and also watch it and learn one or two things from it. Expect more of interesting and inspiring content from this video. Bye for now.
Thanks, Pastor Olabi. All right, guys. So sorry, my husband is a little camera shy. So you see, I had to call him to come and at least say one or two things. Abby, how will I be talking about marriage? Like, I've been talking about marriage since the beginning of the year, and I don't think my husband has, come for once to at least put his mouth. It can't be like, say, it's not like, let me not speak the pidgin English because I don't know who may be watching this live stream later. It's not like, is this person really married? Is she really enjoying marital bliss, or she's just capping us? How do you say it? Like, So I needed to phone him. You saw when I was phoning him to come. I was phoning him to come to do at least 2 minutes. But my guy did not even, okay, I think he did 3 minutes, Sha. He did 3 minutes. So you see, so I'm able to do 30 minutes today. It's my first time of coming live, and I know that, by the time I keep coming consistently, I would it will be more interactive. When next I'm coming, I'll be able to invite someone so that we'll both, talk about a particular topic and be able to trash it out properly, and then we'll be able to have our fans or our viewers or our subscribers, you know, asking questions live. I think my next live video, I'll probably need to maybe create an event for it, like schedule ahead of time and create an event for it, like publicize it so that I'll have people watching me and people asking questions. It won't be like me now talking to my screen and I do not see anybody viewing me. Nobody is asking me question, even though I had the chat board by what side of this? By the right hand of my screen. But there's no one right here chatting. Maybe that's why I'm not able to go, for so long. The topic is not, I didn't make it so long because I thought that I would have people asking questions and then be able to talk for long and then, chitty chatty and all of that. But at the same time, I'm so grateful that I'm able to do this. And I hope that you see more of me coming on live, either to talk about marriage, or you see me sometimes cooking in my kitchen, or you see me sometimes, just freestyling in the house. That is content, relatable content, motivational speech. We don't want to keep it boring on this channel. So we need to mix everything. And if you're able to, please watch my short videos. I've got like some, comedy videos. It's just, a funny way of passing information across, and few things like the long video I have there right now is about 5 minutes or thereabouts, and that was when I traveled to Manchester for a birthday and I was there with family members. It's still part of me saying that I have good family members. I am I married rightly, so I have the moral justification to talk about marriage. I have the moral justification to talk about in-law in marriage, everything that pertains to marriage, even children. I have the moral justification to talk about it because God has blessed me with 3 kids, and guess what? I have 2 girls and a boy, so I can talk about a girl child and a boy child. You see, this channel is not gonna be boring. So I'm saying again, welcome to my channel, and if you're watching this, please do well to subscribe and always come back for more. And please always like, comment whenever you come across any of my videos. And I would like to say bye for now and see you in my next video, not live, because I'll definitely post video. So see you in my next video, guys. Bye.